Saludos Capois, bienvenue sur la Watersports Zone. Ça va.
Parmi les légendes vivantes du windsurf, tu as sans doute entendu parler de Francisco Goya. J'ai été le rencontrer à Maui et nous avons discuté de sa marque, du matos, du développement du matos, des prix du matos et de sa relation avec les team riders. Donc reste avec nous, ça va être une interview sympa. Salut les copains et bienvenue sur la Watersports Zone, la chaîne des conseils sur les watersports et aussi maintenant des interviews. Alors si ce genre de format te plaît, n'hésite pas à me le dire en commentaire. N'hésite pas non plus à aller explorer les playlists si tu découvres la chaîne. Il y a plein d'infos vraiment sympas à découvrir. Donc je te mets les liens en description. Et puis bon, maintenant j'arrête de vous saouler et on va commencer l'interview avec Francisco. Donc je vais attaquer en Franglish. Donc je m'excuse d'avance pour ceux à qui je vais écorcher les oreilles. Sorry Francisco for this French introduction.
Oh man, I love it. I wish I could speak. I can understand a little bit more and more with time. Yeah.
So maybe next time we're gonna do the interview in French.
Oh, it would be a dream. It would be a dream. My wife would love it. She'd be like, I'll get so many points.
So for maybe just a little introduction, because for the younger people, they don't maybe even know that you have been a PWA world champion back in the day.
I know they don't have the VHS tapes, right, anymore.
But maybe we can find some extra on YouTube. But I think it's very important that everybody knows that you are like an amazing windsurfer. Sometimes setting new benchmark in wave riding. Like I can remember your awesome bottom turns, like yeah, true benchmark.
Oh, thank you.
And so maybe first question: how is life since you retired from the world tour?
It's been busy. You know, you just think the word of retirement sounds like relaxing, but it only is getting busier and busier. You know, well, you start a family, and you know, when you're an athlete, you focus on yourself and on your team and the things that you're working on, and then you add the spice of life, which is family and a business, and it's kind of like it takes on a different. Yeah, juggling. Trying not to forget which ball is important, in the juggle.
Yeah, of course, the good balance. Yeah. And so you are running a brand with your name, the brand Goya Windsurfing. How is it working, and how are you involved in the brand?
A little bit everywhere, from product development to the whole concept of the brand. With the riders. Learning more and more about the financial sides and the contracts and relationships and so just over time you kind of like you basically involved in everything. Luckily I have a really good team, so allows me to focus a little bit more on a few things that I believe it's more my added value. And so yeah, I try to focus on the things that I'm good at and learn from the high standard of the team on all the other things.
Yeah, the team, you mentioned it, like it's for me when I come here, it's like impressive because when you come to the Goya headquarters, you see Francisco Goya, of course. You see Keith Tibble, you see Levi Seaver, you see Bush McGill, you see Adam Lewis. It's like such an amazing team. And how are you able to gather that awesome people together?
Oh God, I don't know. It's circle time, man. It's the list can keep going. Jason Diffin, Pascal. Alex Goya there. Yeah. It's just humbling because people say, oh, it's the Goya brand, but that was kind of like the name that we had, and that it was easy to market because it was already kind of, but I don't even know I have like a corner of the A of the Goya, because it's really about the team and how we able to put it together. I don't know. It's just fun, because you can't forget. Yeah, we're running a business, and at the end of the month, we kind of have to pay our bills, But at the same time, it's your life, and that's way more important. and so that it's enjoyable every day, and that you work with the people that you enjoy with, and and doing what kind of like, yeah, it's our chance when you have when you're doing your business, it's your chance to kind of create your world, kind of how you envision it, you know. And to me, it envisions with yeah, um, in people. It's
Yeah.
just at the end, it's the one value any brand has is people. That the rest is just a logo. It's a product that it will be better next year, and it will. But really, the ultimate, what really is the everything about a brand is the people.
Just before we are talking about your PWA world title, maybe at the start of the brand, maybe it was helping a lot. And does it help still for you? Or?
Yeah, I think it was kind of like something, you know, a lot of people, you know, they put so much value on the winning and the stuff, and it's kind of nice, you know, your ego, you know, you kind of like trying to put like a mark, you know, on your thing, and kind of like, uh, but really, there's a lot of brands that done it without world titles, and that they've done really well, you know, and so I think it's something, but I think the main thing is that's not the main thing. I think it's something that adds on, and it's always nice to have um, the bells and whistles and things, but really the core of things, it's somewhere else.
Mm.
Yeah.
You mean like more in product or in spirit or?
Yeah, everything. What you're about, you know. What's your why you're here on Earth, and why are you presenting a brand? You know, what's your purpose of the brand, and how you envision that relationship with your community and with the planet, and what's your purpose? Why you're here? I mean, we have this time, you know,
Mm.
in life, and I think it's very important that you put that into context and say, you know, what do I, and yeah.
And so, what is your purpose for Goya Windsurfing?
Oh, it's a
Like,
circular
your
concept.
singularity.
Yeah, it's a circular concept. It's a community project. It's more like what we dream of the world when we grow up. You know, it's just like having a good working environment that is transparent, that it's in balance. You know, that it's in balance for the customer, it's in balance for the team, that creates and produces the equipment, that is not toxic, that um, that the environment is also a partner in the
Mm.
whole thing. So so all those values, having all those things at hand, even if you don't have the answer, the perfect answer for the moment, but you know where you're heading, and I think having that sense of purpose, that's where the energy is. When you line up a good plan, then the energy is never missing, and the yeah, and the team like this, the all these amazing people that they've been dedicating their lives to this culture, this sport, it's able to gravitate to it.
Mm. And so, running a windsurf brand, of course, it's lots about equipment,
Mhm.
products.
Yes.
How, when, and where do you organize R&D testing and product development?
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, that's our life. We were sailing yesterday, and we're gonna be sailing today, and if we're doing it with equipment that we're not happy about, or we're not so happy, you know. So it goes hand in hand, and so we make a lot of bad boards and bad sales, you know, and that's how it is. It's every day we make something. Every day we're working on new sales, new fins, new boards, new constructions, um, and so through that trial and error is that we find what works better and what we can leave behind, and but you know, when you think about also like any business, is if you know too much, it's almost like your world becomes smaller and smaller with time. So for me, it's very important to keep that. Never say, oh, we tried that 20 years ago, we tried that 30 years ago, I tried that so many times and it didn't work. I don't want to, you know,
Mm.
that's that's negativity. It's like, okay, bring it onto the table. Can we apply it? Can we try it? And I always dream of that, having an openness. This is my first day.
It's very interesting what you say about we tried this like 20 years ago because in windsurfing development, they're always like a bit like a circle.
Mhm.
When people, when they say something new coming, they, we have seen this already 10 years ago, so it's only marketing again.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about that? And what can you tell to people about that?
Yeah, there is marketing, but on things, and but that's not how you're gonna motivate um, people that they dedicated their lives to the sport. You know, if I gotta go tell Jason, oh, we're gonna make this gimmick because it's gonna be great, we're gonna sell so many of it because we're gonna put these, you know, these whatever whistles on the sail, and he's gonna look at me, and I might be right. We might sell a few more sales of that, but it's not gonna motivate him. So I always gonna choose for things that are real, that it's the product that is gonna last, that I'm gonna be happy if I will be a customer, that I'm gonna be happy if I'm the person stitching the product or printing the material, um, and then if I'm planet Earth and I'm like, okay, shoot, you know, okay, yeah, that material is not the greenest material, but it was the best material that it will give longevity to that product. So all those resources of making that product, shipping that product, packaging it, and then there's no warranties of shipping it back and shipping it, you know. So I'm trying to keep the best for all scenarios, you know. So we keep our heart thriving on what's next.
Regarding still product development, how your testing are done in Maui, or do you go somewhere else sometimes?
Yeah, everything. We testing here on Maui. Luckily, we have almost wind every day.
Yeah.
We have all the conditions from flat water, completely flat water inside the harbor, and that's where we test a lot of the free ride boards and foil boards in Kanaha, and then of course going up to the beach. And then our team is always everywhere, from Silt to Canaries and everything in between. And then we also have two more bases, one in Hood River and one in Tarifa. So we gain feedback from the different team there. And so in Hood River we have like crazy winds, and that's where we do a lot of the development of the small sails, like 2.7s and all the that type of high wind equipment. And then also in Tarifa where it's like, you know, Alex and Ben and all the rest of the team that they're like trying the different stuff in those kind of conditions, you know, from canyons to Bologna and you know everything, you know. So yeah, it's a lot of communication, and a lot of our feedback comes from customers as well. So we make a lot of custom products as well, custom orders and production standard, the current year products. And so that feedback we have in our pages, we have like a place that people come and leave their feedback, and there's a lot of stuff that we learn from there.
Okay.
People contacting us, and yeah.
Windsurfing is now like a mature sport, and the gear is not maybe evolving as fast as it used to be back in the day when the sport was very young and moving fast. And how do you deal with that in terms of R&D and as well the rhythm of product release and stuff?
Yeah, we don't have a set date for product release. Um, our goal is not to come in with the shortest board or the lightest board or our goal is to make it better at everywhere all the time and every day. It's not. It's like every day. It's like how can I make this thing that I have on the table right now? How can I make it better? And it's just simple as that. And all of our team is evolving on that. And once we get something that is considerable better, that Brausinho is loving, that our customers are liking at the testing, and we feel that it's an added value for our customers, and then we go for it. Then we launch the product.
And would you have advice for customers, they want to buy new gear, and how to think about it, how to choose the gear,
Oh,
like in
luckily,
general.
yeah,
Mm.
luckily today I'll join one of those Facebook pages where they have all these used windsurfing gear for sale. It's crazy. You can get amazing gear for like a quarter of the price, but less than what it costs us to produce. So that's incredible value, especially in today's economy where a coffee and a lunch and a dinner is like, I don't know, 20, 30 euros, whatever. It's like here you're getting like a material that it got produced, shipped, developed, market, and everything, and for a price that is a fraction of the cost, that you can compare with a t-shirt or a sandwich, It's
Mm.
just what you get in today in the market. It's amazing. So I will I'll meet with somebody that knows the sport, so they don't just get any equipment that it's sold, because there are some equipment that it's sold that, uh, yeah, that it's probably left. There might be some good things on it, but not the majority of it. So and just research on that. That will be the greatest value, because you're gonna improve so fast the early stages, and then once you get fine tuned,
Mm.
then it's gonna be hard to put the guinea in the back, in the lamp back on. Once you try something that inspire your heart, your soul, it's kind of like it's gonna be hard to go. "Oh, no, I'm gonna go with the more economical." And so that's what you see in the windsurfers. Usually their equipment is worth more money than their cars. It's kind of like climbers,
Mm.
people that climb, they don't have really nice cars, but their office is up there, So they might not have but their shoes and their clothing and their climbing gear, it's gonna be, for that.
Mm.
So yeah, I yeah, it's a great time to be a windsurfer, even if people say, well, it's not the good old days. I think it's the best old days. It's it's a mature sport. um, the people, you know the people that run in the industry are windsurfers.
Yeah, true.
uh, Robbie, Roberto, Spain, Craig, um, all the leading brands, they're all Patrick, Patrice. I mean, the list can go on and on. It's like anybody that's in windsurfing today, it's a windsurfer. So nobody's putting up bad product. The products are good, and the service is there, and the love is there, and so it's time.
And in the meantime, it's a tough question, but
Yeah.
from the customer point of view, the gear is getting like more expensive than ever, especially in Europe. I guess because the euro dollar change.
Yeah.
And as a brand owner, how do you feel about that? How do you deal with that?
Well, probably when I sell less gear, and ooh. What does it change? It's like, yeah, okay, yeah, we're gonna have to tighten up our belts a little bit, through the season, and but it's good. I think it's normal. I think these kind of scenarios is where you eliminate the fat, of anything, So you go back to what's important for your company, what's important for what's your added value, and so I think it's good that we go through this, change of seasons. It's normal. It's organic. It's crazy to think that we're gonna go kind of like this, for sure. Shareholders and people, they love to see those numbers kind of go, oh, every day is more, but really, is that what you're here for, and I think it's very important, the present, what you do, and to don't lose that perspective of that you're in your life. We're so lucky that we are alive, and that we're doing what we love,
Mm.
and then the rest we just adapt, and it's good. If we sell less gear, it will let us focus more on making better gear that is going to inspire people and gonna make them go, hey, you know, now that product I have to have, and I'm gonna not gonna cook for dinner. Sorry guys, we're eating at home. We're making sandwiches at home, and I'm not buying that piece of clothing. I'm gonna save up for that board because I tried that board and that board was amazing and inspires me, and I want to go sailing because I tried that board. And so I think that's the right way. It shouldn't be that we all get more and we it's more and more. You know, it's just, the planet is not getting any bigger. You know, it's just yeah.
But do you think there is no way like the price of the gear could be more affordable or?
It's kind of hard to go back, you know, because once the shipping and the price of the raw material increases, and the new standards of wages and everything, it's just normal. It's just things are gonna get more expensive, and you're gonna have to make more choices on your life. It's not about having everything. It's about having the things that you really care for, you know. And I think that's good. It's good for the planet. I think the planet needs it. You know, we
Less
can't
consumption.
yeah, we can't have
Consumption.
everything and all the time, and it's okay if your shirt's a little bit older and dirtier, or is that the priority? Is that really what's gonna, you know, just make better choices, you know?
Back in the day, Goya Windsurfing was known as a Hawaiian brand, and from what I remember, you first focused on wave gear, but over the last few years or maybe last decade, you managed to expand your range to flat water and stuff, and the image of the brand is more like overall. And how did you achieve that? Because it was like maybe a kind of a difficult move.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, we're giving a lot of boards away in the flat water segment. So, you know, at the beginning to break into that flat water segment, it was hard because, you know, people are like, oh, what does Goya know about, flat water gear, and yeah, I wasn't that good. I did make it to a final in the slalom in Greece back in '94, but yeah, racing, I'm not a super, a racer. So, I got lucky a couple of times there on the racing, and I know some about the making flat water boards, and we just got on it, and we started making boards and making more boards and getting more feedback and developing our custom products for our customers that they were enjoying and making the new versions and the new versions and so it just even rocket scientists is it's just step by step, and that's all you do. You just show up, and you got this time of the day to work on the products, and you just work on make it better and make it better, and the old theory that here comes the shaper, and he got everything on their mind, and it's every board is a winner. you know that's what people like to talk about and dream the idea, the Maradona that comes in and scores the goal. Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah. But really most of it is just it's just work, consistent and step by step, and the product starts talking by itself because people are having a good experience on them, and then it takes on, and their friend tries it out, and they're like, oh, the walls come down. The idea is that, oh, this brand is it's more of a wave brand. Suddenly there's like it's not more anymore that wall and that perception, and because people's feeling, of what they feel, what they try, and the marketing kind of comes down, and the product comes forward. So yeah, that's what we work on. Yeah, because that's more fun.
And here in Maui, for the people who are fortunate enough to come here, can realize that in the same headquarter, you share with Quattro, but you share the shaper as well. You share the team, pretty much everyone. But it's still two brands. How do you work together and in the meantime have different product and how do you manage that?
Well, so with Quattro is like Kai and Keith and they have it has a following, a cult. We started Quattro in '94, and it's basically the custom world, and it's all this just this whole culture, this cult that got developed around Quattro, and that's the identity. And we have two racks, and people come in and they see the whole rack of Quattro, and some people don't even look. It's like if it doesn't even exist, the Goya rack. It's just the Quattro world, and I love it, and because people are able to get what they feel and what they like, and it's and the same happens the other way around, and so they just develop itself, and if we'll try to merge them together and kind of, I don't know. I mean, yeah, for sure we'll alleviate some bills, because we have to create all this content for but there is a core group of guys that are developing Quattro, and I don't want to steer them. I don't want to, I don't want to tell them what's, and they got such a great thing going, and I love it, and I'm so inspired when I try the product, and here and there I pick some stuff. I'm like, oh, I like that. I'm gonna put it into the go, and I think hopefully they feel the same way, that they when they try our boards they go, oh wow, there's something good in there, and let me put it into our Quattro. So but it's what you were saying, you're feeling. You went to hookipa and you really had a good time with the pyramid. And then you were on the custom four and you're like, well, the custom four will be more like a one board for all my conditions. And so people can feel at home and in the different products. You try the custom three and you're like, well, that's more, back foot and that will be better for this type of conditions. The custom four gives me a little bit of everything, and the pyramid gives me more of that hardcore. I can go where I'm looking, and so um, yeah, different options. And I don't think I know it's complicated because we have the different sizes, the different volumes. So we make a nice board in the pyramid, and then you need to make it smaller, make it bigger, and and then the same on the custom four. So there is a lot of products to develop, but they speak to different people and we need to present those products. The same on the sales, we have the bonsai, but there are people that love the guru like me and many other, and there are people that love the fringe. And if we all cancel the fringe, they're like it's like you take their favorite thing of the world out. So we can't stop these different products, and I think it's normal, and that's how you have it in general. You have like in life you go and you go to a restaurant, you have a menu, and you go to a clothing store and you have different sizes and different styles, and I think it's the same in our sport. Luckily, is that you have different things to choose from.
So lately, Marcilio Brown achieved his second wave world title with your gear, and as well he claims Alwa Classic win.
Yeah.
So congratulations to him and to you, of course. Maybe that's interesting. What's your relationship with Marcilio in
Yeah.
terms of preparation as well, and
Yeah, luckily we've been working with Brow for like I don't know, over 10 years now. It's been amazing. Uh, Everything. I mean, you know, luckily I'm a few years older and I can share some feedback, and I think he finds it valuable at competition time, and also through the product development, fine tuning his gear, and so he works closely with Jason, with Keith, with myself. Lalo has some good feedback as well, and everybody and the whole team is kind of like there to support him, and the relationship is it's amazing because through time you develop a nice relationship, that allows you to really connect and take the relationship uh, to the next level. It's not just that professional, but it's also more, and then it's life. It's not just, it's not work. It's life, and it inspires you, and yeah. So like the um, he joined the team back then, he, he stuck with it, through all the years, and we able to be on this moment now where we are kind of, everything is flowing more and more. So yeah, I think there is a lot of yeah, uh, appreciation from our side to be able to work with him, and so lucky, and that when it adds up in numbers that he wins, that's a common thing that everybody relates to, is winning, and winning in the different conditions, and and I say with it, it's just being at the top in the different conditions. Like he's just so much fun to work with, because today he's in training onshore, uh, port tack, and just and tomorrow he flies off to Poso for like a few weeks to train, and then he's off to Japan or Chile, or yeah. So he's very active. He's in every aspect of the business. So that's why I dream for all the riders like Liva.
Mhm.
He's like growing with him through athlete, and he's managing the social media. So I love that transitioning of working with the people, and then whatever direction they head on, it's like, hey, just keep going. It's like this is just the beginning. We might start in one way, but it transitions into more, like with Bushma, and I don't know, with everybody. It's like, it's really nice.
Okay, thank you, Francisco, for your passion, for your spirit that you spread around. Thank you for your time as well for this interview. And sorry for my Franglish again.
Oh man, I wish I could speak French like you speak English. It would be great. And thank you. Hopefully, you guys are still awake and being put to sleep.
Si ce genre de contenu te plaît, alors tu aimeras certainement les vidéos que je te propose à l'écran tout de suite. Avant de partir, n'hésite pas à laisser un commentaire si ça t'a plu pour me donner le feedback et savoir si je continue à faire des interviews comme ça. Et puis si tu as été nouveau et que tu as envie de revoir ça, n'hésite pas non plus à t'abonner. Et puis maintenant, je te dis bon ride et à samedi pour une prochaine vidéo. Bye bye!